Happy Saturday. Hopefully everyone is doing great and very excited for next week. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is literally less than 1 week away. If you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever you're going to be doing next week, hopefully you have the best days and also spend time with family, friends, get some presents, eat some great food, relax, take advantage of the time off, and, oh boy, I'm really mixed on what I want to ask Santa Claus to happen. So I don't really know, because I'm kind of really thinking, if I could go ahead and say to Santa, can you please make this stock market rally next week? And we have a Christmas Santa rally. So many people on X, social media, is still saying that this market is going to go parabolical early next week for a Santa Claus rally. I don't know about that one. But do you really want a Santa Claus rally? Because you got to really be thinking about it also as a long-term investor's point of view for phenomenal companies. And you always want some great dips, especially if you are heavily invested into a company for the next decade. And you say to yourself, yeah, I can definitely pick up some cheap shares. Also, hopefully you all are enjoying my camouflage Christmas hat. Modified little old Saint Nick red Santa hat, but still. So I really truly have mixed feelings, but I'm just going to go ahead and go off what the technicals are really telling us and pretty much the sentiment right now. Sentiment right now seems to be very bullish. I mean, we closed Friday very much in the green and very much into strength. The chip stocks definitely rallied hard. The fintechs pretty much rallied. Robinhood, Hood, SoFi, solid. PayPal is a different story, and we're going to be talking about PayPal a little bit fairly often on this channel since I'm now a shareholder. But at the same time, we're going to be covering more of SoFi and AMD, and if you've been watching these videos, hopefully you are enjoying them, like them. Smash the like button, it's completely free, not to mention subscribe. I'm trying to put out a video Monday through Saturday on this channel here. Pretty much my perspective, some buys that I've done, not to mention a public profile challenge, going to be officially starting January of next year, which is less than 2 weeks away. Crazy, right? Okay, so to go off some technicals here, let's look at just SoFi right now because it's the first one. This is actually the 1 minute time frame, so each candlestick is 1 minute. Solid day here. AMD, solid day. There was a lot of scarce in AMD, definitely, which kind of really, I'm not really too sure what kind of really happened to have this massive dip here, pretty much near the bum end of the day. But overall, I mean, AMD very solid, up 6%. Very much rallied the market open here. Same thing with SoFi, especially. Palantir, phenomenal. Continuing to show strength, and I honestly wish I was more aggressive picking up shares of Palantir here over the last month. Robinhood showed significant strength, especially from pretty much Robinhood is kind of really, it's, in my opinion, this stock right here is probably going to surprise a lot of people in the next year. And the reason being is because if we're about to enter into a monetary easing environment, stocks like Robinhood should be extremely bullish because they make money off people theoretically buying more stock, taking out margin, taking out debt. Something I personally don't do and believe in. But a lot of people love to do it, so hey, it makes Robinhood money. I'm a shareholder of Robinhood, so I mean, I'm trading the friggin' stock here. So sure. Once this fear pretty much goes away, we're gonna see a very, very quick recovery on Robinhood, in my opinion. significantly where we pretty much fell off from. Definitely recover back to the 130s, and then eventually we'll push even to all-time highs. Hopefully, as we enter into a new earnings season, literally next month, guys. Literally next month. Meta is one, honestly, that I may consider actually buying more here. Adobe, first time in new shareholder of Adobe. Adobe is they just crushed earnings. A lot of fear has seemed to be really taken away, but Adobe in the last several trading days has really shown stability and strength. Honest Company is really a risk play for me. They're going through a transformation on their balance sheet. Probably not going to see a whole lot from Onyx maybe until like maybe Q2, so beginning of Q3 of next year. PayPal, like I said, new share time holder here. And right now it's very funny. PayPal has been around longer than SoFi, and it is utterly hated. And their new CEO that just stepped on deck here 2 years ago in 23, it takes a couple years for the CEO's vision to really start playing out. So a lot of people are wondering, is this going to be a time where PayPal can actually surprise shareholders? And a lot of people are looking at PayPal as being value instead of a growth company. PayPal is still very much growing. It's not an opinion of mine. It is a fact. They are growing as a company. Okay, so real quick, major indexes here. Solid strength, pretty much throughout the trading day. Same thing with the Qs. IWM, just maintaining. NASDAQ, pretty much a push up higher. Bitcoin is really the only one still that is just kind of really giving me the hibbity-jibbities. I really will feel comfortable when Bitcoin, but this is something too. Maybe Bitcoin is just going to consolidate longer until the moving averages kind of level out in a way, and then we can really get above the moving averages and trend higher. What was support is now resistance. So we had support, of course, the 50-day moving average and at the 100-day and the 200, but now we're fighting the resistance. So once we break above the 50, then we're breaking above the 100, breaking above 200. The 50-day is going to follow, and then we go back to pretty much on a bullish uptrend. And this could very well be a very kind of like consolidation, in my opinion, maybe into like next year. Okay, so real quick, what is my personal opinion on next week? I honestly have no friggin' clue, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and let this play. I'm just going to go ahead and say that my game plan is for two scenarios. One, something happens on Monday, which very well could be the case, and we go ahead and sell off a little bit. At that point, I'm probably going to make some last buys on this account. So I'm going to have to deposit more money onto my bung profile here, since I've pretty much exhausted all capital. In the last month now, pretty much boosted this account from 5K. I deposited 25K into this account for a public account challenge here. So I may very well deposit $2,500 and do some shopping. Last minute December 25 shopping. However, if we rally next week, I'm just going to go ahead and hold. That is what I'm doing. If we go ahead and sell off on Monday or Tuesday, I will deploy more capital and boost this profile up. What stock will I be buying? So next week, if we do experience a very hard, volatile push down, I honestly, I call me crazy, but I very well may pick up some SoFi shares. January 26th, SoFi's earnings, it's a solid date now. and I'm going to be talking about that a couple minutes from now. But January 26th is going to be a very key day. Now, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking for bulls like myself, because I am a bull, but I'm not a perma bull. Do I believe SoFi is going to be hundreds of dollars in the future? What is the definition of the future for me? Years from now. Years from now. Honestly, could we hit a 45, 50, 55 price target by the end of next year if this company keeps triple beating? Not to mention, I really should get a tinfoil hat somewhere, but let's go ahead and pretend my Santa hat, my camouflage Santa hat, is a tinfoil hat. Anthony Noto has a gigantic pay package at $45. He needs to get to $45 before, I believe, June. And I believe there's some time that they have to hold $45 as well. He's looking at getting over $100 million. If you are the CEO of a company, are you not going to try to get your stock there? Of course you are. Anthony Noto, from all the interviews I've watched, from the conference calls I've listened to him, he doesn't seem like a stock pumper. I don't believe he sandbags his stock. He goes ahead and says, oh, we're going to be doing this, but it's like a gigantic... Or actually, you want to know what? He probably, honestly, yeah, there has been times where he definitely has. But Lisa Su of AMD, going back years, she does that. She's not a style, like, she'll be very straight with you. Anthony Noto will talk about the future constantly. He's thrown around the T-word, $1 trillion company. That's years from now. Years, like in the next decade. But do I believe SoFi will be $27 here in the next decade? Well, that's a trick question. Because what if theoretically SoFi goes into hundreds of dollars here in the next couple of years, and then they keep doing a forward split? Yeah, that's a trick question. That's a trick question. A forward split is a good thing. A reverse split, that's a bad thing. I have been in penny stocks where they have done reversed stock splits. That's very bad. Very, very bad. So if SoFi theoretically goes to $100 and they say, hey, we're going to do a 1 for 10, and then their stock price goes to $10, it's a trick question. So could they be $27 in the future? Sure. And then my average here is going to go from, what's my average on SoFi? It's going to go from 13 to $1.34. So I mean, okay, sure, you know, have them do like it's laughable. But at the same time, I believe in the management team. So if we sell off next week, I could very well nibble on into SoFi. AMD, I honestly might buy 1 or 2 shares, especially if there's like utter fears. Here's one that might be a little bit surprising to some people. Meta, I may pick up a share of Meta. And then as for what else I'd buy, to be honest, I'd probably pick up some more PayPal. And I am looking at one other position that I may open. It's actually a value stock, believe it or not, but I see potential of the stock. It's not listed here. I haven't talked about it yet. I might talk about it next week, especially if I get into it, of course. But overall, like, that's really my game plan. This market has utterly shocked me in the last like several weeks here significantly. I'm very grateful to God that I ended up getting in on I've legitimately bought over $30,000 worth of stock on this dip here. And it's going to produce me a lot of capital in the future. And I'm extremely grateful, but you got to buy the fear. During this gigantic, horrific day, 20 November, I was pressing the buy button. I was also buying stock here after, when we started rallying up. Because when you go ahead and have a dip opportunity in the market, if you buy the entire V, you still make money. You still make money. You buy the entire V, you make money. It is a lie that people think you don't make money if you buy the entire dip. You buy the dip down, you buy the dip up, you make money. You do, because then it's going to go to all-time highs. I was not buying the major indexes next week, but when the major indexes go down, all these technology stocks get hit the most. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this video under 20 minutes here. I just really want to go ahead and talk about some other stuff really quickly. So, going off some oopsie daisy, I just messed up entirely here. What did I just do? Oh, technical difficulties. Okay, we're back. Two articles. One, this article is actually floating around social media, and you got to be careful with a lot of these articles. The Kessler Investment Group makes $4.2 million investment. Obviously, they're holding some joints in their hand. They were basically buying shares all throughout the previous quarters. But it's still good news. A lot of time, investment firms will go ahead and disclose at the end of the quarter, and we are pretty much at the end of this quarter here. So when it comes out that they were buying all throughout Q3 and Q4, it's really, really bullish. But a lot of people look at these articles and they say, oh, you just got in. It's like, no. Now, it's $4.2 million a lot? Well, I don't have $4.2 million, hopefully someday, so it's a lot to me. Is it a lot overall? In my opinion, probably not. But is it a good thing? What does it signal to SoFi bulls? You have people still buying the stock. I mean, if you look at Q3 and Q4 of SoFi, like, you're talking just a straight up rally. So when investment groups, firms, hedge funds, Wall Streeters, big wig investors, when they're buying all the way up into strength, that's a very bullish thing. Extremely bullish. And it makes me feel comfortable overall, especially as a long-term shareholder to this company. I want to see if I can actually get some no advertisements here. Okay, it looks like I'm not going to be getting an advertisement here. That's good. Let's go ahead and see. Mark here. Oh, no, here comes an advertisement. Annoying cow. Okay, so this article here is just really talking about SoFi's pretty much. January 26th is going to be a very, very, very big day. It's going to be... I really dig how we get earnings before the bell. I actually really, really dig it. Is SoFi a buy? I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, yeah, SoFi is a buy if you believe in the management team. Do you believe in the management team? If you don't believe in the management team, well, SoFi isn't a buy for you. If you believe in the management team, SoFi is a buy. Like, where are you coming with this simple terminology? A lot of people get shooken out of their long-term positions because they see something, crappy, and they totally forget to why they got in. I got in because I was following the management team, and I'm like, wow, this team is leading this company through very rough times, and they're triple beating. And everyone hates this stock. Yeah, it's unreal. So if you trust the management team, SoFi is a buy for you, which is why I'm considering buying more shares, especially if we get a very, very much of a dip next week. Overall, that's pretty much my game plan, but it's really a coin toss. I mean, if we go ahead and rally next week, we got catalysts in the market beginning of January with the data that's going to be coming out. January 8th or 9th, I believe, is the first data that's going to be coming out. Japan did raise interest rates, so that's something that we got to be keeping on. I'm going to be tracking on this channel. But if the data January 8th and 9th, I mean, it's just going to be crazy because if SoFi's earnings, if SoFi's earnings, um, uh, Fed FOMC meeting, if SoFi's earnings is, the 26th, which I believe is a Taco Tuesday, no, it's a pork Monday. Yeah, it's pork Monday. I normally do beef on Tuesdays. Mondays I normally have pork, ground pork. Oh, phenomenal. Okay, so SoFi's earnings is the 26th. The Federal Reserve's meeting in January. Yep, it's the last end of hang on one second. Google, you have. Oh wow. Okay, the Federal Reserve's meeting is January 27th and 28th. There we go. So therefore, SoFi's earnings on the 26th, the Federal Reserve, like, if SoFi says, we're giving you amazing guidance, but if we get an interest rate cut in January, this is going to make our guidance go even higher. Or if Anthony Noto comes out and says, this guidance we are giving you is with the Federal Reserve's interest rate cut, and the Federal Reserve doesn't give us the interest rate cut, that's going to be bad JoJo. Anthony Noto is pretty much a straight shooter, though. He will, if the Federal Reserve, if in the betting markets, if there is 100% chance of the Federal Reserve cutting rates and the data is going to be there for the rate cut, unemployment data is maybe going a little higher, CPI is coming down in January, and we really need a rate cut ASAP, Anthony Noto is going to factor that in, and it could just be great things. So we got to cover a lot of stuff, especially after New Year's. Like I said, hopefully everyone is going to be having a phenomenal day. Hopefully this video brought you joy, especially if you love SoFi as much as me. Be safe, everyone. I will see you all Monday with a new video, and later.